JoJo has fun.
Oh man, oh man. Hey everybody. Welcome to JoJo Has Fun. So, you might be looking at this and going, this isn't a sandbox. And you would be, I mean, you'd be right. It's not exactly a sandbox, but, it is fun. It is a fun time. And guess what? We're doing it. We're doing it live. We're doing it big. We're doing it big time. I'm just gonna chill out for a little bit and play some Doom. I've been playing this all week because I watched a video by LGR, who's a really great YouTuber, really interesting guy, funny guy, and he basically said this is the best the best shooter. I've been playing. I'm a low level. This game has a lot to it, and I'm super shocked at it. But let's start with just some campaign business. I'm not gonna play my main game because that's not fun. Let's do. I don't want to do Ultra Nightmare. Oh, that sounds too hard. I'm gonna do Hermie Plenty. I've just been playing this game a lot, and I honestly find it to be a really fun, chilled out experience. I know that sounds weird because it's Doom, but let's watch the opening part. Hey, hang on, check this out. Heck on Earth.
Against all the evil that hell
Yeah, King Novik. He's a chap.
All the wickedness that mankind can produce.
I just want to chill out.
We will send
Watch this part.
unto
It's
them
so cool.
Only you. Rip and tear. Until
Rip and
it is
tear, my
done.
dude. Oh, rip and tear, my dude. We're about to do some ripping and some tearing. Oh, snap. Asteroid belt. All this business. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just kind of want to get to the gameplay, but... yeah, this is the sequel to Doom 2016, and not Doom 92, as I thought. So it didn't really run so good on my Voodoo 2 card on my old Pentium 46. But it's doing pretty good on my modern computer with its modern equipment. Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah, it's good. There's everyone's afraid, but here I am. That's where me, the Doom guy, lives. The Doom Slayer, as he's known. There's me. Oh, I didn't. Oh, gosh, dang! I forgot to do. Okay, here. I just gotta get right into it. All right, let's just do this. Bam. Bam. So this game is very fast-paced, and for some reason, I can't put my finger as to why. Playing it just calms me down. It's been as you all know, it's a pretty stressful, scary time right now. And for some reason, playing this game with all of its zany, Looney Tunes-esque violence, it just really chills me out. So watch, so this is the cool thing about this game, right? So you have your guns, and the guns are great, but there's like item pickups, but they're very infrequent. So if you want to survive, there's some stuff you need to do in order to enable that. You have these powers, like these sort of like recharging special abilities. The chainsaw gives you ammo, so you chainsaw a low-level enemy, and they unlock ammo for you. That's why when you hit them with the chainsaw, they just explode. Now I have a weapon mod. There's not too many guns in this game, but with the mods, there's like 30 different weapons. It's bonkers. It's just buck wild the amount of stuff that they crammed into this game. Okay, I gotta get these guys. Boom, and eventually there comes a point when like you have all these tools and you're just going back and forth between the different ones. Like, eventually you get a flamethrower. That's how you get your armor back. You unlock a you unlock a grenade launcher, and you can fire an ice grenade or a frag grenade, which do different things, and you want to use them at different times. And there's like weirdly a lot of strategy to it. You wouldn't think that it's just like, oh, it's Doom. And I know that's sort of derivative and kind of demeans all shooters when you say that, when you're like, oh, it's Doom. It's pretty simple as a concept. It's just fast-paced, almost arcadey style combat. But there's actually a lot of like, it's like problem solving, like you're thinking through the issues. Like, okay, I can blow this guy up with a grenade. I can chainsaw this guy. He explodes into that, but that didn't give me any health, so if I'm low on health, but I'm also low on armor, which means that every hit I take is just gonna mess me up further. I mean, there's a lot happening. Oh, and if you've been noticing the brutality of the glory kills, that's my favorite part. It's very, very, like, ridiculous. Okay, so you can go in here. There's collectibles that tell you the story. Alright, that's a bad guy. He's evil. And he has something for me, and then I kill him. And rip his head off. And adjust the crown, I guess? Okay. I just can't get... Like, I don't know if the capture is fully doing it justice. This game looks dope. Like, it looks super good. And I don't typically praise games for their graphics, but look at this. This is awesome. It's like traveling through a heavy metal album. I don't know. Who's that guy? He sucks. I don't have to worry about him too much. Oh, that thing. Okay. Oh, man. I will unlock full auto? I don't need it, but I'll unlock it. So now I've unlocked a grenade launcher and a fully automatic version of this gun that I just found. It's buck wild. Like, you just get so much from the shotgun, the first weapon in the game. I'm not gonna like 100% this. I just want to get through it. There actually is an achievement for doing this level in under like 11 minutes. I think I'm already over that, but it's fine. Ammo, so a little more. Weirdly, it's a little stressful, like at the low level, because I don't have all my cool stuff. Like, I don't have all my weapons. Oh, fully kill. Oh, that's a new one. I've never seen that one before. Depending on the position you are when you do a finishing move, like, the reason I had that finishing move was because I was like in front of it. If I'm behind it, the finishing moves are different. So let's see if I can get it. No, I just keep killing. Okay, that's fine. I get some ammo. No, I just killed him. Nope. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, the only reason that finishing move occurred is because I was behind him. It's stuff like that that makes me happy that they took the time to think of, like, how do they want this game to feel, you know? Like, what do they want you to feel like? And they want you to feel like this ridiculous, like, over the top horror movie hero that you're just like a brutal killing machine against bad guys. And no matter what happens, like, you're always outnumbered, but you never feel like it's out of your control to instantly turn the tide. Now I have the second gun. This becomes a sniper rifle and like a burst missile. This game has a lot going on. I'm really happy about it. I know I just like the game. You know, sometimes I know that I can be curmudgeonly. I know that I can make some less than effusive comments about games. That's on brand for me. I'm not gonna deny it. Hey, if you hear me being a little cry baby, I get it. I sometimes, and by sometimes I mean most times, will be really critical of games. In a couple of days, you're gonna hear a video of Jeff, me, Kim, and Danielle playing Animal Crossing New Horizon, and I did nothing but rip on that game for, I don't know, maybe half an hour? Didn't need to. And in hindsight, I kind of wanted it afterward. I was like, man, I kind of want this game. It seems really, honestly, it seems chilled out. But it was between Doom and that, and having played Doom, I just felt, I don't know, I just felt calm getting it. I know this sounds weird, but like, to me, this is as if I was like farming a Zen garden, you know? I'm not like, yeah, you get it, I'm a super shootman. I get all the grenade shots perfect. Nope, not me. No sir, I'm just, you know, just simple. I think maybe that is why I like it. It takes me back to a simpler time. This violent sandbox. Oh, maybe that's how, that's what I'll call this. This is the violent sandbox, and it's great at that. Look at it. Oh, bam! You gotta wonder, like, I grew up in the 90s, so there was all, and this game especially, there was all talk about how dangerous video games like Doom were in desensitizing a population towards violence. And I guess that's true, because I'm playing a game where all I'm doing is incredibly violent stuff, and as I've been saying, super chilled out. But I mean, I know the difference between real violence and fake, and like I'm freaked out by like most things that cause violence, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I get nervous holding, like, if I have to cook, like, I will get done with like cutting up vegetables and stuff really fast, because I'm just so uncomfortable like holding knives or stuff like that. I think I did laser tag once, and I didn't like it. I also, for some reason, don't really like multiplayer, because I don't like the idea of like hurting another person. Even, I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, I really don't like doing multiplayer, and I think it's because I don't like that I have to play against other people. I don't know. Not that I'm good at it. It's just, well, obviously I'm not, because I don't practice, but. I mean, this is just cool looking. So sometimes in this game, I just like hang out and, oh, there's a photo mode button. Hang on, let me see. Where's the bindings? There should be one for photo mode. Ah, how do you do it? I don't want to have to look it up. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna have to look it up. Not to brag, but these are some pretty good settings. I'm kidding. I don't know what any of that means. I mean, I do. I know what most graphics things mean. This might not be a surprise, but I do like... I am one of those... When I was a kid, I would play, like... I had I don't even remember what kind of computer it was. It had Windows XP on it. It was a good computer for running in Windows. It was whatever was a good computer it was in 2007. So it was like probably a Core 2 Duo. And I remember I was playing There were like 2 games I played, but I didn't even. What was crazy was, sorry, what was wild was, I didn't really play them. I was trying to purge crazy out of my lexicon, and it's taken some doing, but I'm gonna do it. The 2 games I would play were Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and Skyrim. Or no, it wasn't Skyrim then. It was Oblivion. Sorry. Man, I forgot that it was Oblivion. Wow. That was a long time ago. Holy jeez. Yeah. Wow, I must have been like 20, maybe? Yeah, I was like 20. And I would play those, but I wouldn't play them. What I would do is I would load up the game and I would just futz around with the graphics settings and like try different combinations of things to see what got me the best result. And it wouldn't like do, like, it's so weird to say it, but like there was a time when I could tell, 1600 by 900 resolution versus 1020, like 640 to 480 to 7 to 1024, like blew me away. I was like, whoa, this is so much more clear, even though it was still just like boxes. and it was, and I obsessed over that kind of stuff. Like, I spent so much time just messing with the settings. And I still do. Like, I have Skyrim, I can't play it. I just can't install it. Fallout as well. I can play Fallout on a console where my behavior is intentionally limited because you just can't do too much in terms of customization for that game. I know they tried to launch mods for Fallout on console, but that was an experiment in futility. There's no way it was going to work out right. But, or maybe it did, I don't know. I never did it because I just wanted to play the game. But like, I got Fallout 4 for my PC, like not too long ago, like maybe 6 months, possibly a year ago. And I installed it. I played for like 5 minutes, maybe 10. And then I got super obsessed with putting together like mods and stuff, like installing mods to it. And I was just on Mod Nexus and just getting, like, going through the tops and seeing it was good, and just thinking about like, oh man, I can get the game just right. But the problem with that is, even if I got it just right, like, I wouldn't play it. Like, it sounds so strange, but for me, the fun of those games was tinkering with them. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't even like, when I heard Skyrim was coming out, I was like, yeah, cool, Skyrim. Okay, another Elder Scrolls, that's fun. My favorite thing in Elder Scrolls is to install mods on Elder Scrolls, load it up, see the mod working, and then that's it. I would never just start playing. I would never just have it modded and I would start playing the game. And you know, people like different stuff. I mean, I'm not going to say that that's a fault of the modding. It's just like, it's a fault of me. Like, oh, I just want to tinker. That's why I just want to make it right. Which honestly, I think is what makes a lot of stuff I do needlessly complicated. There's a lot of times when like I'll do something and like the quality will be almost good. It'll be good enough and I'll just be like, no, this is terrible. It's the worst, and I'm not going to put my name on this. I'm going to do something else. And weirdly enough, today that I'm recording this, we released a podcast today, the first episode of a podcast, and it's on Stitcher, on Google Music, on Podbean, and Spotify. And I think iTunes at this point. I'm not sure. Probably not. I actually don't know how fast it takes to get something onto iTunes. Probably a little while, but it's our D&D podcast, our actual play podcast of D&D, and it took me, just to put this in perspective, like just us playing with no embellishment. Just the raw audio with the very, very basic audio editing I knew how to do was good enough. It sounded nice. It was nice and witty and bantery. It was good. And not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. And it was fine, but I didn't want to release it. I was like, it's just not good enough, you know? It doesn't have all those sweet highs, those awesome mids, and those bassy lows. Like, it was missing all that stuff. And so I had to learn a completely new program for doing sound to do the thing I wanted it to do. And which was like, oh, there's as little echo as I can manage. That was it. That was the only problem I had. There was a little bit of echo. And I was like, I gotta fix the echo. I had to learn an entirely new audio program to be able to enable myself to do that. That's buck wild. I'm sorry. It just is. And then, I don't know if you listen to it, but there's like a theme song in it. And I wrote that. Like, I made that song. I don't know how to make music. I mean, I guess I do now, but it took, like... There was a couple of weeks where I would get off of work, and I would just go to my desk, and for... I don't know, like maybe 5 hours, I would be learning this program called LMMS, which is, I think it stands for Linux Music Making System. I'm actually not sure, but it was this free DAW, digital audio workstation, I think it's called. It's basically like you use it to edit sound and stuff. So like Audacity is a DAW. It's a free one and it's very limited. And I learned Reaper. Not well, but I learned enough about Reaper so that I could, one, make the podcast sound good. And then also I learned LMMS just to make music. Just to make this 1 minute of music. Because I remember there was, I mean, you guys might know this, but we do have like a song for the show called Buy Our Shirts. It was written by Master Sword Remix, who does a lot of the Game Grumps remixes and stuff, and I reached out to him and I was like, do you take commissions? And he was like, heck yeah, I do. And it was dope. He ripped it up. But it took like a month. Or no, it didn't take a month. It took like 6 weeks. Not grousing. I'm like, because it came out beautifully, and I was just like, that's awesome. But I was also like, I don't want to wait that long. I want this as fast as possible. And weirdly enough, I'm someone who it's like, the fastest way to do it is for me to do it myself. And so I got this program, LMMS, and I taught myself like there was a moment when I went to Holly and I was like, do you think there's a video on music theory that I could like figure it out in 30 minutes? And she was like, What? No. Turns out there is. Turns out there's lots of videos on like music theory in 30 seconds or 30 minutes. And I just watched one. And I figured out, like, this sounds weird, it's like, I figured out how music works. I was like, that sounds super douchey, but after listening to it, I was like, I can listen, it got to the point where I could listen to a song and I'm like, okay, this song has like 3 things in it, and I know exactly how they did all of them. It's silly. That's that thing where, like, you know, you learn something a little bit so you think you're an expert at it, but at the same time it's like I can now listen to a piece of music and go, I know how to make that. It would take me some time, but I could definitely duplicate that. Like I would just like to practice the buttons and stuff. I was teaching myself like how to make Megalovania, the boss theme for Sans in Undertale. I was just working on like, how do I make that song, or the piano riff from Doki Doki. I figured out how to play that. I figured out how to play like the whole thing through like hearing and then like parsing it out and stuff. And I learned how to like arrange it, and I learned the 1-4-5-1 for chords, which is a super basic chord progression, and all this like really what is ultimately like first day stuff, but I had to teach myself all of it, or I had to learn all of it. I didn't teach myself, I learned it, and the result was like part of a song, because I wanted there to be music that sort of captured them. It took like, it was hard enough just to learn the program. I also had to learn how to like make music I liked, and that was even harder. And I still know if I love the song, but it's there. I'm rambling. I'm just kind of talking about, oh wow. These 3 guys are bad news. I don't know why I don't just kill them immediately. It would make perfect sense, but no, I'm just going to walk around and be intimidating to them.
And the energy will be restored once again. As it is written,
I like, the point of the game is to kill these 3 guys, but oh, maybe they're supposed to be holograms or something. I don't know. Yeah, the Doom guy is just jacked. He's just built like a brick shit house, as they say.
You go too far this time. You cannot interfere.
She's a robot, I think. I'm not super up on my Doom lore, but as far as I know, Doom doesn't have like much lore in it. Maybe it does. I don't know.
For it was you who was meant
Ugh.
to enforce it.
Plot. I got 10 out of 13. That's not bad. Let's see, exploration. I missed. Oh, I missed 2 toys and the codex. Cool. Oh, 10,000. That's not bad. Okay. And all right, that's awesome. There's a lot of progression in this. All of it's cosmetic, as it often is. I think the reason it's called Doom Eternal is because they just want they want you to keep playing this game. Like, there's a lot to unlock in it. The multiplayer is super fun, weirdly enough. Let's see here.
We will need a replacement.
Exaltia is not Earth. It's just a planet, a place on the planet to go to. Yeah, Flame Belch. I have that now. So that lets me melt guys and get armor from them. And I will show you right now. Watch. Boot where? Come on. There'll be times when you'll be like fighting a bunch of enemies and you just set them on fire for the purposes of surviving their attacks as you try to kill them. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna get extra. What do I need? think less time to cool down. That's good. There we go. There's a ton of progression. There's a lot in this game. Like the weapons, the armor, there's like armor you can unlock. It looks so cool. Like you can unlock the original Doom suit from 1992, which is absurd, but you can do it. Yeah, it's super awesome. Yeah, I know this has been kind of like not really a sandbox per se, but it was a fun game to just chill out with, and you know, sometimes it's nice to just kind of sit and play something relaxing. Which again, weird that for me my Zen place is Doom, but I mean this is just nice. It's just a really nice time. We will see you tomorrow with more fun games that we play. And if you are feeling up to it, by all means, please go to therollswemade.podbean.com or just look up The Rolls We Made on podcast things that you listen to podcasts on, because it's a show that me, Twitter Jeff, producer Danielle, and friend of the show Emma Haney are making, and we're just incredibly proud of it and think it's so funny and so much fun, and we would love for you to see it as well. That's enough shameless plugs for me, even though it's something I made, so it's not really shameless, it's prideful. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Farewell.